Preparing to live stream. All right, it's time. It's showtime, right at 1 o'clock, right on the dot. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the ultimate holiday marketing masterclass. I am Kaycee McCoy, the CEO and creative director at Captivate Digital Marketing, and I am super excited to be with you all today to share with you some tips, tricks, advice from our team of marketing and graphic design experts who are going to throw down their best advice for making sure that your marketing list, we're going to check it twice. We're going to find out whose marketing strategy is concise. That was the best. Ooh. That was the best rhyme I could come up with, but
I appreciate it.
So the best time of year is near, and I can't believe it already. And we could probably just talk about this all afternoon about how quickly 2021 has flown past us. But that's not why we're here. Cara Alexander's.
Well, I was pregnant for most of it, so
okay.
Slow, because that's how my pregnancy felt.
Well, with that being said, for the rest of us, it absolutely has like pummeled past us. And it is time for businesses and organizations of all kinds to really ramp up and just nail their holiday marketing. And so our team is going to go through and share some little presentations with you. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my screen so y'all can see. Give me 1 second. Here we go. And we'll do a little bit of this. All right. We got, super quirky with it and added our little Santa hats on our photos.
Thanks to Megan.
Yes. So just a brief introduction. If you are new to our FriYAYs, this is something we do every Friday. However, this is like the extended version where we do a 2-hour free live streaming workshop style masterclass, and we cover just, this is our second masterclass, but we're going to keep doing these quarterly, so you can look forward to that. I'm Kaycee McCoy. I'm the owner here at Captivate. I'm also a co-owner at another business called Posnickety Pets. Captivate is an award-winning digital marketing and graphic design agency in Norfolk, Virginia, that helps a wide array of businesses reach their target markets. And so now that I've talked about myself for a half a second, I'm going to introduce our presenters for today. So this is the team. This is not the full Captivate team. We have a couple more, but for today, you are going to hear from Megan Paulson, who is my marketing assistant and who is in training for SEO and some pretty exciting pieces of marketing. Then you'll hear from Allyson Fife. She's our motion graphics artist. Michael Inicelli will talk to you about video. Cara Alexander is going to cover graphic design, social media, and Cara McCann is going to cover websites, copy, and emails. So, who's ready to get started? Woo! Don't get too excited yet. I've got more talking to do. So what to expect today? Everyone on our team today is going to give somewhere between a 10 to 15 minute presentation. There are 5 of those. And then we are going to throw in some little giveaways. I've got prizes for those of you who registered in advance. And we are going to have a little Q&A discussion at the end with those of us who are here live today. So some of our team was unable due to life circumstances popping up at the last minute or pre-planned that they aren't able to be here live with us in person today, but we do have Cara squared and myself live in person for you. Yeah. So I've already talked about the topics we are going to cover. So let's go ahead and let's get started. First up, I am going to show you Miss Megan Paulson's presentation. All right, so Megan is going to cover the topic of local SEO and Google My Business. Awkward pause. Oh no, it looks like I might be having a technical difficulty. I tested it earlier and it worked, but give me.
Life happens. We all know that.
Hold on, I'm gonna
technological world.
I'm gonna stop my share for just a second and we will get right back in here. So give me just a second and I'll just chit chat with people. We'll just let people
talk about the importance of why we should market for the holidays.
Well, I mean, let's talk about this. So I think businesses have such a unique opportunity this year in particular, local businesses, because of the supply chain issues and all of the problems with shipping delays and all of that. So we really want to make sure our local businesses and organizations get ahead of that and are able to have the best comeback from a pandemic that they may have barely survived. So I think there's so much opportunity here. And
that's such a good point. I didn't even think about that. Small businesses really have a great advantage this year if they've got all the supplies in already, or everybody make things on their own. But definitely take advantage of that. Instead of people going to Amazon or anything like that, say, shop small, we have it in here, come shop in person. Even if you have an Etsy shop, usually those are homemade items, so they're more readily available.
Yep, absolutely.
And if you guys want any more details about that, if anyone who's watching wants to go back and watch the last FriYAY just last week, there's about 20 minutes worth of information all about that stuff, about some of the opportunities that you can seize on, the supply chain issues, less deals, just a lot of opportunities for small businesses for sure. And that's on our Facebook page, just under past events. You can find our last FriYAY.
Awesome. Thank you, Cara squared. That's my little, I lovingly refer to the two of them because they spell their names the same. So it's somewhat confusing, but I'm going to go ahead. I think Megan's video is ready to go. So I'm going to go pull that back up and we'll let her teach you about local SEO.
My name is Megan Paulson and I am the marketing assistant here at Captivate. And I'm very excited to be at the Ultimate Holiday Marketing Masterclass and getting to share a little bit of the nitty-gritty behind how to use local SEO with Google My Business. This is such a very relevant topic for the holiday season. Google My Business page is so necessary to keep updated, especially with the different holiday hours. People want to make sure that they're showing up to your business at the proper time. They don't really want to get let down. I know that has definitely happened to me during the holiday season, and they want to make sure that they're going to the place at the right time, as well as searching for what products you have. You really want to make sure that they can find those very local and accessible. And I know that I'm very much somebody who wants a product right then and now. And if it's right here in our local community, I'm definitely going to head on over to get that instead of waiting a couple days for something to show up. But in the holiday marketing section, we are going to topic on e-commerce, service-based businesses, nonprofits, and event promotion. So all of these really tie into SEO because you want to make sure that your search engine optimization is very much descriptive. You want to make sure that your keyword-rich words are all over your e-commerce platform. Again, you want to make sure that the consumers that are searching for your products are easily driven to your site, as well as service-based businesses any kinds of services can definitely be tailored towards your consumers and what they're searching for, as well as nonprofits. You really want to tie in that season of giving type of information. I know a lot of donors are looking for the charities that they can give back to, since December is such a huge promotional time. And I know that it's very much a season of giving, and that is what we really need to focus on for sure. Lastly, with event promotion, we're going to touch on how to really tailor people to your holiday calendars on Google My Business and getting you onto those appropriate holiday calendars. So what is local SEO? So while traditional SEO focuses on improving your site's visibility on a national or global scale, local SEO allows you to capture local search territory to connect with searchers in your area. So having those locals searching for your businesses is really going to drive in those personal connections. Personal connections are definitely something they really want to focus on as well. Having those reviews come in are definitely a big part of the company as well. And local SEO, those reviews are going to help you get more traction to your website. And local SEO is practice of optimizing a website in order to increase that traffic and make sure that your brand's awareness is from your local search. And common tasks associated with local SEO is definitely making sure that those local keywords are very much optimized on your Google My Business. But let's get into the business side of it and kind of getting through the numbers and all the nitty-gritty. So next we have the e-commerce businesses. So I know that I'm very much somebody that is always like searching online for a new product or just kind of seeing where I can get the best deals. And if I can find them locally, I'm there. So I am always gonna definitely search a online website before purchasing. I love. I live off of reviews. And if I can find a product that has amazing reviews from somewhere locally versus getting it on a different platform, I'm definitely going to do that. And that just kind of shows that 85% of consumers do that same thing, while 33% of them are local. They locally search for their products daily. That's a really big thing. If you're not in like a big town or anything, specifically, that's a very large number. And 76% of consumers who search for business nearby visit within 24 hours. That is incredible. Visiting your platform, storefront, anything within your business's e-commerce platform is a huge goal. You want to really tie in those consumers to your e-commerce platform. And if they can get it through your local searches, that's even more preferable. And lastly, 61% of mobile users are more likely to contact a local business if they have a mobile-friendly site. Once again, those e-commerce platforms that are mobile-friendly, people like me that love just kind of scrolling on their phone through different products on new sites that are locally sourced is definitely like a big key factor. So going into the next thing we're going to talk about is service-based businesses. These kind of tailor with making sure your SEO has all your holiday tips on blogs on your website. You really want to hone in on those key words that are going to really make sure that your local SEO is going to tailor into your blogs on your website. You really want to increase that traffic on your website and really tie in those locally resident people, and as well as showcasing your deals. And lastly, your referrals, those kind of go hand in hand with your reviews. Your reviews are really important. I read reviews all the time, like I said, and having people that review your products and kind of provide that back source of having those people that definitely kind of back up your product and its features is very important. Also, like I said at the beginning, managing your Google My Business holiday hours is very important. You always want to make sure that you're going to a business when it is open. And if you don't update your holiday hours, then you're going to miss some consumers. And I know that it kind of gets frustrating if you show up to a business and they aren't really able to access your products because you haven't updated your holiday hours. For me, I know that within like the retail world specifically, they change their hours so often, especially in the holiday season around Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I know that Cyber Monday is specifically online, but you really want to make sure that you are tailoring all of your holiday hours to make sure that your local community is aware of it. And lastly, like I said, the online reviews. Really want to make sure that you're getting those high-star reviews and from those people that are backing up your products. These credible reviews will helpfully boost your rating for your service-based businesses, as well as kind of tie into the other sorts of businesses like nonprofits. So with nonprofits, they are specifically using social media to reach their new audiences. So with local SEO, you can use those fun keywords like Giving Tuesday or the kind of more tailoring giving back and seasonal and kind of those toy drives and food drives and charity runs. I know a lot of people in the Thanksgiving week, I know that they love to do those charity runs and those 5Ks to really raise some money. You want to amp up your holiday writing to make sure that your nonprofits are really soaring above their standards, and organizations, you really need to stand out. You really, really, really do. You want to make sure that all of your nonprofit events are labeled as something that people are going to really want to come to because they feel compelled with your local SEO. You really want to make sure that those wordings and your Google My Business page has been integrated to be really active and kind of integrating the ability to stand out around the other local communities that are trying to give back in the holidays, because it's a very big time to give back. And I know that we all need to take advantage of this holiday season for sure, amongst the crazy year that we've all had. And lastly, with event promotion, host a holiday party at your business. It is a great way to kind of grab in those people from your local community. Local community is a great way to kind of realize who your customers are and build those connections. It's a really big thing to build the connections with people that are in your community, because they can provide you with their other referrals, and having those people at your business for the holiday party instead of like an external company that people are familiar with. Instead of going somewhere else, like a little venue, you can just host it at your place of business. And along with throwing those event promotions, you definitely want to include your holiday hashtags. So your holiday hashtags can be something like holidays with business name or anything of that sort. You really want to make sure it's catchy. Alliteration is a big thing. I love alliteration. Making sure it's kind of really like catchy and grabs people's attention. That's really what hashtag does for your event promotion for sure. And your business location photos, kind of as I touched on earlier, Google My Business for visual association. Having a picture of what your storefront looks like or what your service-based business in front looks like is really going to help tie in those consumers to what they're supposed to look for. But yeah, that is all I have for y'all today. And I hope that everybody kind of got the gist of local SEO, how to use it effectively, and really making sure that your Google My Business account is kind of taking off. You want to make sure that all of your wording is done correctly and your holiday hours are updated. Local SEO is definitely something that everybody needs to hone in on this holiday season, and making sure that all of their keyword rich information on their site is tailored to those local communities and making sure that you get those residents that are right near you. Thank you for joining me today, and I'm very excited, and I wish that everybody has a happy and safe holiday season. And let me know if you have any questions. I'm definitely going to interact with many of you in the near future. I would definitely like to answer some questions that you have and kind of dive into more of SEO as the time goes on. And definitely watch us every Friday. There's a 5-minute FriYAY every Friday at 2 p.m. on Facebook. So,
All right. So I think that Megan made some really good points there about really driving traffic to those platforms, whether you're service-based or you're a nonprofit or you're an e-commerce shop, getting that traffic to your website and making sure you're using those right keywords and captions that are going to effectively do so. So that was Megan's. I just want to give her a little extra love. Megan is the newest Create Captivate team member, and she is, that was her very first time. She's never done a FriYAY before without me sitting there doing most of the talking. So that was her. She did a great job. So thank you, Megan, and thank you for pre-recording that little presentation for us. I appreciate it, and I'm sure our audience did as well. And before I pull up the next recording, because we're going to go through 3 pre-recorded videos first from our team, and then we'll get into the live presentations of the day. In the meantime, if you have questions at all, just go ahead and type them out in the comments, and I will come back through there and make sure that we answer those either in between the different sections or at the end when we do our Q&A session. Sorry, I'm like multitasking over here trying to pull up the next presentation and I lost my train of thought. You know, I always tell our clients or potential clients or workshop attendees, the whole thing with live video is that it is the most real thing, the most human connection you can get with others. Well, for now, until Metaverse does the teleportation through a hologram that they're talking about. So,
wait, what?
Sounds expensive to me.
Oh yeah.
I haven't heard about. I need to do my marketing homework.
Later. Now we are going to dive right into Allyson's presentation on motion graphics and using those to promote your organization through the holidays.
And welcome back to 5-Minute-ish FriYAY. My name is Allyson Fife. I'm a motion graphics artist with Create Captivate, and I'm here to talk to you guys a little bit about using motion graphics and animation for holiday marketing. So what's that going to look like? I'm going to talk about these 4 things: e-commerce, service-based business, nonprofits, and event promotion, and what motion graphics and animation are going to do for each of these places. The holidays are a crazy busy time of the year, so we want to make sure that in our marketing, we're keeping them as organized and entertaining as possible for customers. And in my opinion, the best way to do that is with a good old holiday themed animation or 2. Moving into e-commerce. E-commerce, as we kind of know, has been huge, partially because of COVID and partially just because of the changing times. According to eMarketer, e-commerce sales are expected to account for almost 19% of total holiday sales over last year's 15%. That's a big jump. And according to Cisco, by 2022, that's just next year, 82% of all internet traffic will be comprised of video views. We are already seeing that craze on TikTok. Are you ready for more? This is a really big shout out to animation and the importance of motion graphics to emphasize all the key parts of a video. What's important? What do we need to make stand out? And how do we make the entire video and our company's brand stand out from the rest? So with e-commerce on the rise, rising 11.3% from last year, it's going, it's moving, it's not stopping. And one of those examples for e-commerce is email marketing. We're pretty familiar with it. And email marketing can be super effective, but it's even more effective when it's dynamic. When there is some kind of movement involved in your emails and marketing material, it's more likely to stand out. Something small can do it. The amount and intensity of the animation does not have to be a big deal, but it can make a big deal. Moreover, videos with motion graphics and animation are known to increase engagement. Just flat there, increases engagement. It's exciting. People like watching it. It's often an artistic masterpiece of sorts. And 4 out of 5 marketers claim that video in general gives them a good return on their investment and has been found to help their businesses grow revenue 49% faster. Now, imagine taking increased engagement into video and let's just start increasing those stats. So moving on to service-based businesses. Service-based businesses, especially around the holidays, can be very, very busy with people traveling and rushing to purchase gifts. It can be a lot, but marketing at this time is going to be crucial to fight for customer attention because it's not just your business, it's all of the service-based businesses fighting for customer attention. And this is where motion graphics and animation can be a huge benefit, a little leg up, especially on the customer service side of things. Motion graphics and animation can be used to elaborate on how a certain holiday deal works. A simple explainer video can talk about a common issue and can significantly cut down on any help desk calls, which then allows the workers the opportunity to prioritize their time and resources and spend it helping the people that really need help. And busy people during busy holidays, all these customers, they don't want to be waiting on the phone for someone to answer a simple question. A long customer service line can mean a loss of business. An explainer video can effectively talk about how to do something without any of the annoying elevator music. Solves everybody's problems. All right, so moving on to nonprofits. In this last year, charitable giving has risen about 5%, which is amazing for these nonprofits. But it makes the stakes a little bit higher. And especially during this holiday season, the stakes are already high. According to a 2013 report, around 20% of donations are given in December. And people generally make larger donations around this time of year, sometimes even up to 80% larger gifts, which is a lot. That makes a really big difference. So these nonprofits have a really good chance at making a really big difference through their organization. And they might as well make the most of it. People, these donors, they want to feel good about donating. So the marketing side doesn't need to make it look like a chore. As with e-commerce, a simple emailed holiday card can go a long way. You can also spice up an email with some fun animated graphics that celebrate the holiday spirit and get people in the giving mood. Moreover, explainer videos can make the donation process as clear and easy as possible for potential donors, all while reminding them of the importance of your mission. What is your goal? really embrace that holiday spirit and get people in that giving mode. All right, now no matter what type of business you have, event promotion is going to be a must. Trends are constantly changing and there's little we can do about it but try to stay on top. Fortunately for us, holiday color palettes can be pretty consistent. The main takeaway here should be to use appropriate colors. You're of course gonna have to use your company colors, but for winter holiday marketing, we have control over everything else. And are we really gonna try and use a bright, warm, sunshiny yellow for wintertime holiday marketing? If so, there just better be a good reason for it. We want to try and stay in theme. So I'm going to encourage you guys to consider adding cooler winter colors to your marketing palette. Now, when I say cooler colors, that can mean a cool red. It doesn't just mean the blue, purple, and green. It can have cool reds, cool oranges. It's just toning that down a little bit to keep it in the cool family tone. Now, for whatever event you are promoting, social media is going to be key to highlight your promotional products, your services, whatever it is. But it's important to keep in mind that on sites like Facebook, 85% of these videos are watched on mute, and 76% of them rely on sound to convey the advertising message, which puts people in a real pickle. Now, I'm not here to tell you that audio is awful, it's useless. No, audio is fantastic, it's amazing, super useful. But if you have some motion graphics, some text that's popping along your screen, come to our event in a nice, fun, creative way, you can kind of circumvent the need for audio. And if you don't need the audio, but the audio can enhance your message, we're still getting our important message across, which is what we're looking for. We want to share our message and we don't want audio to be the stopper if this is how people are viewing our videos. So, in conclusion, holidays are crazy busy and we can use that busy time to take advantage of it. We can grab customer interest, remind people of our company's mission, encourage some kind of brand loyalty. Motion graphics and animation can play a key role in this to help spice up holiday cards, email campaigns. Show your products with an eye-catching GIF and encourage event attendance with some kind of animated text to help circumvent any audio issues. And most of all, just embrace the holiday spirit. People can start feeling really tired and jaded this time of year. And if we fully embrace the holiday spirit, our customers can too. And we can put a little bit more cheer into any Scrooge. Thank you guys so much for your time. And let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day. Bye.
All right. So, Allyson is always entertaining.
She's always the cutest.
She is adorable and brilliant too. She has such great ideas. I love what she was saying. I think my favorite part of that was when she was talking about how people don't watch video with the audio on, and they need that little bit of animated text or captions or something.
For sure, captions, if you are not doing automated captions, whether you're using an app or the tools within the platforms, please do so. It makes a huge difference in engagement.
Yeah, I'm one of those people who never watches things with the sound on. I just don't. I'm like around a yelling child or another yelling child. There's just a lot of noise in my household. So if something requires me to listen to it, I just don't watch it. I just skip right past. Honestly, I don't even bother because there are very few opportunities that I have to listen to sound. So I just,
even if it's under 30 seconds, if it's on TikTok or Instagram, add those captions in. There are some fantastic apps that easily can do that for you.
Yep. Agreed.
Definitely. All right. So next up, we are going to move into video, and Michael is going to share with us his best tips, advice, and tricks for promoting your organization with video through the holidays. So I'm going to share my screen, and this will be the last recording that we'll watch, and then the two Caras will do their live presentation. So
hello everyone, and welcome back to the Ultimate Holiday Masterclass for marketing from Create Captivate. I'm Michael Inicelli, the multimedia coordinator for Create Captivate, and we're going to be talking a little bit about holiday marketing. As you can see, I've got my nice little mini Christmas tree here, all festive. I don't have my Christmas hat as you're about to see in the picture, but I'm excited to get started and talk a little bit about how video can, boost your holiday marketing plan. So let's get right into it. And as you can see here, once again, there's me with my little hat on over there in the bottom right corner. And you've already had several topics, and we're going to go ahead and jump pretty much right into what video can do for you. So let's get started. Holiday marketing, how to use video to spice up your holiday marketing plans. There's many different ways. We're going to touch on a few of them. Obviously, we only have so much time, so I can't go into quite all of it, but we're going to touch some of the high points, and I'm going to hopefully give you a good idea of how I can, or not how I can, but how you can, incorporate video into your plans, and then kind of discuss, are we the team to help you do it? Is it something you're going to do yourself, or do you need us to come in and help you out? And so that's kind of going to be the main focus here. So here's the scoop on video. It has to be fun and it has to be quick. That's what I always tell people. And the holidays are the perfect time to do that. Every time you bring a message to your audience, whether it's written, a social media post, or a video, there has to be a purpose. And that purpose can sometimes be skewed in the holidays and seen as kind of irritating, because people are, they're with their families, they're trying to, relax and have some fun. So the best way to make sure that your message comes across exactly how you intended it is to put it on video. When somebody reads some of your copy, no matter how good it is, they're reading it with their own inner voice, their own inner dialogue, their own expressions. When you put a video on camera, you can see the person reading it. So if I'm doing a video, I'm talking to you. You can see that it's me. You can see my expressions. And that's why I think video is the way to go for holiday marketing. So video as a tool. Video is here to impress people in your own voice. Like I said, during the holidays, video is just an easy way to get into people's houses and kind of remind them about your business and your service, your product, whatever it may be, without, offending them, without pushing something on them. People want to know you and your brand as a personality. That's something that I try to hit home whenever I work on videos with clients, is people want to see you. And during the holidays, that side of it is so important. So the essentials to your holiday video tips, and I'll get rid of my camera here so you can see exactly what I'm talking about here. So first, make your videos quick and pointy. You want them to punch, you want them to get to the point quickly. Nobody on the holidays wants to watch a 30-minute video. They want to get back to their family. Have fun. It is the holidays. Doesn't matter what holiday you celebrate, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it may be. Have fun. That's the point of the holiday season, and you want your videos to express that as well. The next one I think is big, and a lot of people get a bit confused here, is you need to make sure you're avoiding explicitly selling your brand and product as an ad during the holidays. We all get enough of the big brands like Nike, Amazon, Coke, Pepsi, trying to sell us their brand during the holidays. What can really set you aside as a business is if instead of selling a brand or a product, you're selling you. You're selling your whatever it may be. So let's say you're selling a iPhone, for example, or you're a phone reseller. You're selling your business over them. Show them you. And then, as with all marketing, you have to have a message. Don't just get on camera and say, "Happy holidays, guys." That's useful to get engagement, but in the long run, it's not going to help you as much when it comes to things like making sure that you're pushing your bottom line. You want to have some kind of message in there. So moving on, we're going to talk a little bit about the goals of your holiday video and kind of why it is so important to make sure that your holiday video meets your goals for your marketing plan, as well as kind of what you're doing on the holidays. And so the first big thing I want to talk about here is determine what you want from the video. A lot of times people will come to me and say, hey, I have this great idea for this web series on X, Y, and Z, or this webinar series, or this one-stop, tip for my clients. But then they don't really have an idea of what they want the end goal to be. They know what they want the video to look like, but they're not sure if they want people to then come to their website or then go, into their brick and mortar store, whatever it may be. Make sure you know what you want before you start your video. Next, address your audience in terms of your goals. Make it personal to them. If you're putting something on Facebook and you're, let's say, for us, we're a digital marketing firm. There's a lot of businesses that we might reach out to on Facebook. We should address them as such, like, hey, here's what we can do for you. Make sure you're doing that. And then kind of to go off of that, be explicit about why you're coming into people's homes and into their feeds over the holidays. Don't be pushy, but make sure that people know why you're there. Make sure that it's not oh, why am I watching this again? That's never a good look for a brand and a business, especially on the holidays. You have to make sure that people know why you're there. And then lastly, make it memorable. They're going to see a lot of these types of ads over the holidays, so yours needs to stand out. That's one of the biggest and most important tips I can give you. And so moving forward, here's how this relates to your business. So for e-commerce, if you're trying to sell something, and let me just quickly move my camera over here for now. If you're trying to sell something, a video is a great place to do the advertising, especially if you're trying to sell something online. Unfortunately, with online shops, it's easier to sell. However, it's harder to advertise because you don't have the brick and mortar to put up signs. You might not, feel the need to go on TV with a video, but you can still put videos out there for social media and then make the video a way to sell the product fast, make it fun, make it quick, make it energetic. And then service businesses, similarly to e-commerce, sell your product. Your product is your service. It's you. Make people understand why you're better than the competition. If you're, for example, the first service that can pop into my head is a massage service. Explain what sets you aside from all the other massage services. If you're an optometrist, tell them why your optometry is better than the other practice in your area. Explain it. Make people understand why they should come to you and not somebody else in your video. And then nonprofits. Express your mission. I cannot state this enough. I've worked with many nonprofits in the past, and people want to know what you're there for. And the holidays is a time where people want to give in the first place. So expressing your mission to them in a personal way, face to face, how I'm looking at you on camera here, that's going to be so much better than any other type of message to express your mission. And the holidays, people are already geared for it. So it's a great time to do it. And then also make sure you're checking in with your donors. A video appeal is a great way to get donors re-engaged. A lot of times people will donate once or twice and then they'll kind of, stop for whatever reason. Check back in with them, see what they need, see what they want, see if their needs have changed and if there's anything you can do to kind of appeal to them better. And then lastly, event promotion. The best way to announce a new event is always with a fun holiday video, especially if that event is in the new year, because you can kind of tease it with the holidays and then a look forward. And then be creative, be unique. You are a fun business. Show them why. Show them why they're going to have a great time coming to your event, no matter what it is, whether it's an important, political event or an important, business event, or it's just a fun event. Show them why they should come in a fun, energetic way. So that's kind of what I have. In conclusion, video is there and it is usable no matter what. Make sure that whatever you're attempting to do in your video is kind of fresh. It's fun. Because if you're going to be able to show people a fun reason to buy into your product or to buy into your brand, they're going to be so much more likely to get on board. And if you entertain them during the holidays, they're just going to remember you for so much longer than if you bore them. And so making that video personal and fun and energetic, really make it pop, that's going to be what makes you win with your holiday marketing plan. And then lastly, just once again, thank you for tuning in to my segment here on video. I wasn't here this day on this picture, so I've decided to add my little cover picture back in. But I've had a great time talking to you. And if you need any video tips, come to Create Captivate and we'll get you sorted. Thank you, guys.
That's awesome.
I love that Michael found a way to put his picture in my cover.
Notice that. Awesome.
We'll have to get him in on the next photo shoot, but
Photoshop him just like
yeah.
Popping up behind us.
Yeah, exactly. Which I think is fun and engaging and memorable. All the things he was talking about how to use video and make it really fun and entertaining for people, because people's attention spans are super short to begin with. And then when you think about how full our schedules are during the holiday season, particularly, we have even less time to capture people's attention. And so you have to get them right off the bat. So I love that he really focused on that and focused on being strategic and knowing what your goals are with your videos too. Like everything we do, gotta have goals, gotta have a strategy. Because if not, what the heck is the point? Let's not sling spaghetti at the wall and
let's not willy-nilly things around here, folks.
All right, so we are gonna move on here, and next up we have Cara Alexander, and she is going to dig into her presentation.
Sure.
Yep.
I thought it was Karen. Of course. Oh. Alrighty. Do I have share access?
You do.
Oh, beautiful.
I actually remembered to do that ahead of time. Who knew?
Move this. There we go. Let's present it. Alrighty. Well, hello. I am Cara Alexander. I am the content creator and graphic designer here at Create Captivate. And today we are going to talk about graphics, some photography, and social media for the holiday season. So we're going to go over how to use graphics, photos, and social media to inform, engage, and excite your audience. Get those sales, get that engagement. Let's talk about it. All right. So first of all, for graphics, overall, if you watched our last masterclass or you're familiar with our other FriYAYs, this will be a little bit of a repeat. So definitely keeping, the design and the information minimal, keeping it clean, keeping it simple. If you are trying to do a graphic for events, making sure that you only have things like a title, a date, a time, a price if that's relevant. Really keep the bulk of the information in a caption or in a call to action, push people to your website or the event page. If you are talking about a sale, then doing that promotion, again, CTAs to get either people into your store or to your website. If you have a code, making sure that that code is easily visible on that graphic. Have a good use of negative space. I know we're all wanting to go ahead and just fill up the entire thing. Let's remember that we want to have some nice negative space around. If you see the example to the left, they've kind of done that, they've pulled the text in a little bit. You've got this beautiful little negative space around it. Hierarchy of information is very important, especially in the holiday season. Again, everyone is so busy. You want to make sure that it's easily seen and that you capture their attention really quickly. So you don't want to throw a whole bunch of nonsense. Hang on, the host has spotlighted your.
Sorry.
Okay.
It wasn't showing your face.
Okay. Anyways, I got a weird notification, so that's fine. But so really making sure that going back to the event, you want to make sure that that kind of stuff is higher up on your list of things you want it to be seen and highlighted versus other things. You want it to be on brand. So whether you're including your logo, your branded colors, your type, if it makes sense to, sometimes, for holidays, we can kind of, change up the color palette a little bit, but make sure that your voice and your tone in those graphics and in everything else are still following on brand for you. And then make sure it's relevant and captivating. So diving in a little bit more, Let's talk about the design. So for the holidays, of course, it's more fun, right? We get to pick the background. What do we want to do? An image, a pattern, a color, a gradient. Your theme, you've got winter wonderland, holiday decor, Santa, etc. And then you get to pick the elements. So you've got realistic, or do you want illustrated or icon? Those kind of things you get to play with. If you're familiar with Canva, then you know you've got lots of options, right? And then colors, again, you can do the holiday themed or branded colors. I always suggest, if you have branded colors that kind of flow into holiday season, kind of stick in that general direction. So if you're a company that is like Bisconnect and has blues in their color palette, maybe try and stick a little bit more like winter wonderland. So it's still somewhat branded and you get that recognition for your brands. All right, the different kinds of holiday graphics that you could possibly need or want or desire, anything and all. Print. So for print, you've got flyers, coupons, if you're going to be printing your own magazine or being printed in a magazine, and then any other kind of print ads. For social media, you've got ads, you've got all the different kinds of platform posts as well for Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. It'll be interesting to see if we ever add any more to those platforms. Online, you've got website, Google Ads, website ads, and email. So these are all different kinds of things that you could possibly use graphics for the holiday season, and try to remember to keep everything cohesive. So, you know, you easily resize on Canva, or your graphic designer can resize. But try and, you know, make everything a little bit more cohesive. Sometimes in the holidays, we get really excited, I know I do, in wanting to make so many different versions, but trying to make it a little bit more cohesive and consistent in your graphics will help you market and keep your brand consistent and have everyone kind of remember. Because what is that golden rule that it's like 5 times someone sees something before they proceed to your call to action that you're desiring?
I think it's like 11.
Oh, well, it's 11. So the more they see something similar, whether it's the same color palette, the same theme, or the same design, the more likely they are to follow through on that call to action that you're desiring. So for graphics, something for the holidays, you know, graphics can really make or break your success. You know, everyone, like I've mentioned in the last slide, they are really utilized in a lot of different places. So whether it's e-commerce or in-person shopping, donations that you're desiring people to make, you know, there's different ways that you can market using graphics. So don't miss the opportunity to lure individuals to stop and shop in person, to shop online, to come to your event, to donate, etc. Use graphics to your advantage to inform, educate, and also excite your audience. You know, incorporate your branding, because it will either keep your current clients and customers and followers in, you know, engaged, but it will also create new brand recognition for clients and followers. We want those people who, like in Megan's SEO, you know, who Google and look for different local places or places online. We want those customers to come back even after the holiday season. So really getting those new followers as well. So we want it to be captivating, but not gaudy or overdone or salesy or cheesy. Sometimes those make sense, right? So for example, Kaycee owns a pet store. So doing anything really cutesy with dogs makes sense for her business. But you know, for a networking business, that might not necessarily make sense. So make sure it makes sense for your business. Let's talk a little bit about inclusivity. So there's been a little bit of a shift, obviously, in social media of, instead of doing Christmas party, think maybe more along the lines of holiday party. You know, you don't want to exclude anyone. You want everyone to feel included in your marketing. And so whether that's winter scenes, colors and imagery, or maybe more generalized holiday colors and imagery, but think winter party, holiday party, Black Friday. I know they're making the shift to Dark Friday instead. So just make sure that you are staying up on the news of what you think your audience would prefer, as well as just being aware and being conscious of those decisions. So let's talk a little bit quickly about photography. So obviously, as usual, you want it to be good quality, clean, well lit. minimal stylizing. You can get tools off of Amazon, like a light box. We use white poster boards. Natural lighting is always the best, but if you need something in a pinch, then using a lamp and taking off the lampshade is great for extra light. So some things you might need to use photos for this marketing season would be your ads, your e-commerce, email, social media, or an event. So really quickly for events, you really want to have a designated photographer, whether it's someone on your team, a volunteer, you hire someone, or a photographer donates their time to you. You really want to make sure that you're getting those pictures at events. It's great to market for future events. It's also great for in the moment social media. You really want to have someone designated, or even multiple people. If you are a nonprofit who can't afford a photographer, see if someone will volunteer their time or donate their time. So the difference between that, varies, but definitely make sure you have someone to do that. Video as well. Michael will agree with that. So some other ways you can use photography or grab photography during the holiday season. You can do branded flat lays, environmental shots of your office. So if you've decorated, if you want to take pictures of your meetings and your services, you can highlight those. If you're a service-based business to business, you can take pictures of like some of your meetings or your trainings or your workshops and highlight those as maybe service giving gifts for the holiday season. Highlighting team members, maybe sharing a team member's favorite holiday memory or what they plan on doing this year, those sorts of things. If you and your team are volunteering or donating anything during the holiday season, definitely make sure you're captivating all of those things. So social media, we already talked about captivating quickly, hierarchy of information. So hashtags, you want to make sure the hashtags are relevant to whatever it is you're posting about. 3 to 5 is kind of the general recommended amount now. And then doing maybe a couple generalized, but more so local and niched. Or do you say that word? Hashtags are going to be very helpful. So again, remembering inclusivity, those holiday terms and images. Still making sure you have a good variety in your content, maybe sharing some behind the scenes, some pictures of you and your teammates, a couple of graphics. Make sure you're not just sticking to just graphics or just pictures. Just kind of try and give some variety. Please make sure to use the appropriate sizing. A lot of times people will do the automatic post or they won't remember, and Instagram does cut things off. Facebook, it is still able to post whatever size you do pick, but Instagram can cut things off. So make sure that you definitely optimize that, because it will get people to pass on by. Use those call to actions, get people pushed to your website or your other pages, or even push to coming into the store if that's what you're wanting. And promote your events, promote those, whether your products, anything like that on your social media. So these are some examples of hashtags that we will copy and put into the comments, of some generalized ones, and also ones for a small business and buy local, all those kind of things. If you're looking for some local ones, if you're local to Hampton Roads, I might also put those in the comments as well. These are just some general ideas of what you can do. You can share links now on Instagram. We are so excited about that.
Yeah.
There's no longer a minimum for followers. So this holiday season, utilize that link on Instagram. Obviously, Facebook, you're able to use links. Please utilize the links in your stories on Instagram. I think that is going to be a huge difference for a lot of small businesses. I think it is fantastic that has finally been lifted. So like Allyson, motion graphics are great use on social media, especially if you are promoting an event this holiday season. They are great, kind of like how Snapchat, use them during your events. Definitely put those up there. Make an event hashtag. Ask people to use it. That's always great. And then different things you can highlight. Again, holiday memories, you're volunteering. It's also the season of giving. So if you're giving back to a team member or somewhere in the community, highlight that. here are some other ideas quickly, just, of things you can possibly use to create new fun giveaways or competitions or contests or anything like that. So obviously you've got Thanksgiving, you've got Shop Small Saturday, Cyber Monday, and Giving Tuesday. That whole 5 days in a row has lots of endless possibilities for you. You've got Hanukkah, the winter solstice, Christmas, Kwanzaa, the New Year, and some fun little additional holidays that I've found that would be great fun things if you're doing a contest or an event. You've got National Cookie Day, Christmas Card Day, Gingerbread House Day, Cocoa Cupcake Day, and an Ugly Sweater Day. These are some fun things of different ways that you can incorporate. Kaycee's got one here in a minute.
It just spurred an idea for me.
There you go. Do you want to say it before you forget it, or are you going to write it down?
I'm going to write it down.
Okay. But use those holidays. They're fun little gimmicky holidays that you can easily, whether you want to just have some fun with your team members, or you want to create some fun, interaction engagement with your followers, your clients, etc. So some statistics I feel like should be just mentioned is, 50% of shoppers do plan on using social media platforms to search for holiday gifts. This is really, really big. They've got all those shop features. I don't have statistics on how many people actually really are using the shop features through, but they are using the link shares and the ideas and if you follow influencers and they're doing the shop guides, all of those sorts of things. 87% plan to continue to shop online through the holidays. You will have those people who, like me, like to shop in person still, but a lot of it will be shifted online, especially still with COVID and all of those sorts of things. Consumers are happy and ready to make impulsive purchases off social media. I think that this has just grown so much exponentially over the years. I am this way too. If I find something on the fly, that's kind of how I shop. That's why I think I still like to shop in person. If I find something on the fly that makes sense for someone, I like that so much better than trying to find something. I love looking through social media for examples. The US social commerce buyers are projected to grow at 12.9 up to 90.4 million this year, is what the eMarketer has projected. And then 4 out of 10 people made an online purchase based on digital ad they saw in the last 30 days. So if you're thinking about doing ads, highly suggest that. 2 more. 44% discovered a new product or brand through an ad. Very true. And 20% of visitors will read a text on any given web page, scan the information quickly, but not truly dive into any of the information. So again, hierarchy, minimal information, bold what is truly necessary. That is it.
Woo, that was awesome. Thank you, Cara. Oh my gosh, so much great information. So since the 2 Caras, both of them, their roles here within our team cover a lot of different bases. And I just realized people can't see me because I still have you spotlighted. There we go. I'm not just a voice, I am a human. There is a real, it's not it's like the revert. I guess kind of Wizard of Oz style going on over here. But I think you made some really great points about graphics, photos, and social media, about how to really make those graphics pop and make those photos pop and grab people's attention, like we talked about how important that is. So thank you so much. So much information, but I hope you all are loving the presentation so far. We have one final presentation here, and we are flying through these. So we're gonna have a ton of time left at the end for Q&A and chit-chatting about what's happening in general.
Might have been too long.
It was great. So I planned on 10-minute presentations for everyone, because last time we did 15 and we ended up going late. we were well past time, so Cara Alexander is dropping those hashtags in the comments right now. So if you are at home and watching or at work and watching, go through those comments, screenshot that, save it, and put those to work for your marketing in the upcoming weeks. Cara McCann, are you ready to bring it home?
I am ready. Let's do this.
All right. Let me spotlight you real quick.
Okay. And let me do my screen share. I'm going to share this one and then pull my presentation into it. I have like 1,000 things open right now. Share. Oop, just kidding. Come over here.
Oh.
Move my own face. And okay. There we go. We good?
Yep.
Okay.
Good.
All right. So hi, I'm Cara McCann. I am the website designer / copywriter / email marketing person over here. So it will probably come as no surprise to you that I'm going to talk to you about copywriting, email marketing, and website design for the holiday season. So some really awesome things have already been touched on throughout everybody else's presentations. And so I'm kind of viewing this now as like how to actually implement some of the things that have been talked about. You know, we know the different ways that we're going to use them, but you know, copywriting is kind of the base of everything. So, you know, we're going to talk about how to intertwine a lot of that. We're also going to talk about how to really utilize those e-newsletters, also how to build up some of those e-newsletter lists, and your website design in general, and how you can kind of manipulate it a little bit for the holiday season, and what to do ahead of time to make sure that you're really ready to rock it as soon as you start getting those that increased traffic. So groups we're going to focus on: e-commerce, service-based companies, nonprofits, and event promotion. So first of all, for copywriting, I'm going to say that there are some pretty general guidelines that are going to go with both e-commerce and service-based copy. You know, the biggest difference in a lot of those is like whether you have tangible goods or not. So for your keyword strategy, your copywriting strategy is going to be pretty consistent across the board. So, you know, one of the things that Megan did a great job on talking about in the beginning is keywords, you know, with those localized keywords in general, based on your industry for sure, based on your location, absolutely, especially because, as we talked about in the very beginning, this is going to be an opportunity for small businesses to really showcase themselves this season. And in case you didn't catch that beginning part, you kind of joined us later, what we had talked about is that there are so many shipping shortages and supply shortages this year that a lot of big brand name stores are either not going to have the inventory they planned on having, and they're going to be offering fewer deals because of it, or they're just not going to get things in time. So ordering ahead doesn't really mean a lot right now. I know that even from places like Amazon, where you have the, you know, 2-day prime shipping, I've had a lot of stuff be delayed recently, and it's literally not even shipping until the date that it was supposed to be here. So there's already delays being seen, and it's just going to get worse as that holiday shopping season picks up. So the opportunity to capitalize on being a small business and being local is going to be a really big opportunity this year. So that localized SEO, you know, things that are pertinent to your industry, your business, what you do, what you offer, and feel free to use some of those holiday terms. So, you know, we see things like Black Friday and Cyber Monday. These don't have to be huge, massive sales. Like, even if you look at some of the Cyber Monday deals that come around, I feel like especially the online ones are not always some like, oh my God, I must get this now. It's just, hey, I could get this for a little bit cheaper than I usually do, so I'm going to take advantage of that. So just know you don't have to like sell your store at wholesale price. You know, you can just offer some kind of little discount or bundle, or even like future use stuff. If you have a service-based industry, like, you know, you come in and get massage before Christmas, and you can come in and get one for half off. Oh, my dentist is calling me. Sorry, dentist. And this is what happens when we're live. There might also be a toddler in the background at some point. I don't know. We're just gonna go with it. But if you have a service-based industry, it can be something that people can use later. So you're not, coughing up all this money up front. There's tons of ways that you can offer Black Friday, Cyber Monday type deals without having to like totally break your own bank. So you really want to focus on what you're promoting, focus your language so the promotion doesn't get lost. Just like we talked about using things that are really pertinent to your business, like you want to make sure that you're focusing on what exactly you're promoting. You can promote just your business as a whole, but if you really focus on the discount or the offer or, what's special for the holidays, you really want to funnel people there with the same language across the board. And this copy is going to be used everywhere. Copy is so powerful because this is going to go in your print ads, on your social media, on your web page, in your store, on little signs in your store if you have a store, on signs on your stand at a market, like wherever you are, you need to have the same copy being used over and over and over again so that people get the repeated message and they say like, this is what this is offering. This is what this is offering. And it doesn't get lost. You don't want to hide those discounts or anything because people will go, what do I get out of this? I forget. I'm just going to walk away and go find something that I fully understand. So also make it super, super clear. It can be really tempting around the holidays to get too cutesy. I love alliteration. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I love that Megan talked about that. Alliteration is a lot of fun, but if we go too crazy with the titles or with the descriptions, then again, your message is going to get lost. So we don't want to confuse people. We don't want to make them, like have any questions about what you're doing. Make it clear. It can be fun, absolutely play into the holidays, but they need to know how to do business with you. Are you e-commerce only? Are you also going to be in any markets? Do you have a brick and mortar they can come see? Do you specifically, if you are e-commerce and you specifically want people shopping e-commerce, every single time you mention this sale, every time you mention whatever promotion you're doing, you need to have a link so that they can find you. An easy link, even if it's just to your homepage, and then we'll talk about website design. You can just have people go to your homepage. And then once they get to your homepage, they can very clearly see what their next steps are. But make it super crystal clear. Point to the online store, make sure your keywords and messaging are repeated there. And if you're service-based, how do they go about getting it? Are you selling coupons through an online store? Do they need to call you? Is there some kind of discount code they need to provide? What exactly are the steps that people need to do to take advantage of whatever promotions or whatever message you're trying to get across for the holidays? Now, things are going to change a little bit when we're talking about nonprofits. So nonprofits, obviously, people aren't buying things from you. Hopefully, they are giving things to you. So there are some popular phrases you can take advantage of here. The people who are selling have Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Nonprofits have Spirit of Giving, Season of Giving, Seasonal Giving. Giving Tuesday is a big one. If you are not familiar with what Giving Tuesday is, I assume most nonprofits are, but if you are not a nonprofit and you're curious, Giving Tuesday is a thing that happens every year. I think it started back in like 2012, and it's an opportunity to give for the season, to think about, how we can help our community, how we can bind back together and unite and work towards something good and wholesome and beneficial to the world at large. So it's a really wonderful opportunity to give, to even become monthly gifters at places. That's a really wonderful thing. And a lot of those actually make, I think, really cool gifts too. If you say, somebody is passionate about a certain cause, then you can say, hey, I'm going to gift you a monthly donation to such and such cause. There's just a lot of opportunities there. So nonprofits take advantage of that desire that somebody might have. I know that on Facebook all the time I see that for people's birthdays, they decide to raise money for a certain cause. So you can propose that as the nonprofit. You can say, hey, are you looking for the perfect gift to give somebody? Give the gift of, helping. Okay, thank you. And there's the toddler. Okay, go grab a snack. Sorry.
Hey,
Just go do whatever you want. It was bound to happen. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm at home, obviously, everybody. That's Maisie. That's my daughter. Oh gosh, now I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. So, give people the opportunity to give to you as a gift, because there are a lot of people who are very interested in that. Like, even my household, we don't need a lot more stuff. I think it'd be really cool to gift each other things that are meaningful, that can benefit somehow. So you can propose that. Just say, do you know somebody who's passionate about helping animals or giving back to a family in need? You see those angel trees and stuff like that all the time. It's just that same concept. You can propose that in your copy. Say, hey, this is how we would like you to how we would like you to participate. You don't necessarily have to just give to give. It can also be a gift kind of thing. So also offer some specifics about how donations are going to help. So rather than just say, amazing.
We don't have any more purchase, but
That's fine. That's fine. Oh, anyways, so you can give specifics on how donations are going to help. So rather than saying, every little bit helps or every dollar counts. Yes, every little bit helps. That's true. But that can come across as just kind of like, when people are looking to really feel inspired and motivated over the season, something like $25 sends 3 care packages to deployed troops, or $10 provides 6 meals at our holiday feast, at a shelter or something like that. Giving very specific amounts that relate to specific gifts is going to be really beneficial, because then people can see exactly how their donation is helping. I know that there's also a lot of concern with donations not getting spent properly. So also letting people know how their gifts are going to be spent. If you have any way to show what has been done with funds, maybe not somebody's specific funds, but in the weeks, months, whatever, following larger amounts of donations, having some kind of copy come back around and say, hey, you contributed this wonderful amount. These are the things that we were able to provide with all the donations that were given. There's a lot of opportunity there for nonprofits. Create some opportunities for engagement as well. Let people know what they can do beyond just donations. Donations are great, but do you need help? Are there volunteer activities? Typically, nonprofits have a lot of different types of events happening over the winter season. So how can people get involved? This can be a great opportunity to attract people to your cause and get them to be regular contributors and regular participants, rather than just saying, oh, the holiday season's coming around, I'm going to give, and then I'm going to forget that donations are a thing for the next, 11 and a half months until it's time to give again. So this is a great opportunity to get people really involved. And we want to make people feel good about giving. One of the great parts about giving is that it helps others, but it also creates such a rewarding feeling in us. So you want to help people really understand how wonderful it is what they're doing, because that's a big deal. It's a big deal for all of us to band together and help each other. And people want to be reminded about how good that makes them feel. So let them know it in your copy. For event promotion, we want to have fun with it. You're having a holiday event. This is where you can get a little bit cutesy, but again, let's not go crazy. So catchy and effective event titles. If you want to have fun with words, a little bit of alliteration, there's Jingle Bell Ball or cocktails and candy canes. Like there's all kinds of fun stuff that you can do. You can also just go with straight up facts. You can just say there's a holiday bazaar, or there's an annual tree lighting and pictures with Santa. It doesn't have to be this cutesy, catchy thing. It can also just be, this is literally what we're doing. Come join us and, have fun. But again, whatever we're going to do, no matter how cutesy you're going to make it or how just factual you're going to make it, you want to make sure that it is super, super crystal clear exactly what people are going to come and do and see and experience. And even if you have a cutesier title, you have copy in your event description that can help clarify anything and answer any questions. Consistent messaging and wording across channels. Like I had mentioned before, you are, if you hear banging in the background, I now have a cat using the litter box. So we're just being very authentic today. So Consistent wording and messaging across channels. Like I mentioned before, this copy is going everywhere. So the same event title, you can't call your event two different things. It needs to be called the same thing everywhere it's mentioned. You can't just say, we're going to have a Jingle Bell Ball and then say, hey, come to our holiday party. Like, no, if they're the same thing, they need to be called the same thing everywhere, because you're going to lead to confusion if you want to call it different things. Or even if you have different descriptions, like you can have a shorter description and a longer description, but it all needs to be the same information and the same type of copy and the same type of feel, because people get confused if you're inconsistent, and people like consistency and predictability. And, we talked about how much you have to put your message in front of somebody before they latch on sometimes. So you need to have that same message put in front of them over and over and over again. And it needs to be dependable, and it needs to be on brand too. I didn't really write that out anywhere, but all of this copy needs to be on brand. Like, we talked about Pusnickety Pets. They're a cutesy, kitschy, like they can have a lot of fun with the language and with the event names. If you are a nonprofit for, like struggling women or something like that, cutesy kitschy titles, not going to be the way to go. It needs to be on brand. It needs to resonate with your audience and with any people who you would expect to be participating maybe in the future. It needs to be something that that stays close to home while also kind of falling into that holiday spirit of things. Make sure people know where they're going. Make sure they know when it is, where it is, why it is. Why are you doing this event? What is the goal of this event? Is it a fundraising event? Are you just, looking to make some sales? Like what are we doing with this event? How can people participate? Are they allowed to bring other people? Is it exclusive to members? What are we promoting? And make sure people know all of the details. Because again, you don't want drop off. You don't want people to not come because they were confused about missing information. So moving into email marketing. So we have all this wonderful copy. We've come up with these great titles and this great messaging. And now we're going to start promoting it in a couple different ways. So in your email marketing, you are going to start as soon as possible. This is across the board. This is for all industries that we talked about: e-commerce, service-based, nonprofits, event promotion, across the board. This is what we're going to start doing. So start as soon as possible. There can be kind of a trickle-down effect of information. You don't have to just spit out the same exact email every single time. People will see it once, and if they get the same email again, they're going to think, I already got that. This is a mistake. Boop. And then they're going to delete it. So you don't want that. Yes, you want to remind them about the information, and you want to remind them about the event or, whatever promotions you have going on, but it can't be copy and paste every single time. There need to be some slight changes. So it's November 5th right now. People are definitely thinking about the holidays. They probably started thinking about the holidays a month ago. People are planning gifts, they're planning activities, they're filling up their calendars for the next couple months. So whatever you are promoting, sales, services, nonprofits, events, start now. Start now, 100%. If you don't have full details yet, if you're still working out some of that stuff, that's okay. If you at least know you're going to do something, throw out a little teaser. Just say, we have a secret, holiday sales coming soon. Use those subject lines to your advantage. Create intrigue and interest in your subject lines. That is the most powerful tool that you have in an email campaign, is that subject line. Because if you don't make it past the subject line, nothing else in your email matters. So make sure it's catchy, not just like, holiday sale or holiday events. Like, make it interesting. Think about the emails that you read and don't read in your own inbox. Look back at some of the titles that you found interesting, even from companies that you didn't necessarily plan to engage with. Lord knows we all get emails that we didn't want or that we didn't sign up for. And think about what still made you open it. Because I know I've gotten some and I'm like, okay, well, I have no interest in this company, but this is interesting. And I still open stuff sometimes because the subject line makes me think, maybe I am interested. Maybe this is something pertinent to me. So really focus on those subject lines. Be festive. If you can make it past the subject line, then let them open a beautiful email. There's lots of great tools out there. Mailchimp and Constant Contact are definitely two of the top ones. We use Mailchimp pretty much exclusively at this point because there's so much that you can do with it to make your emails really fun and engaging. Again, if I open up an email and it's just dry. I'm like, meh, I'm not super interested. Or why didn't you try harder is sometimes my thought. I get so many emails in a day, like dozens of emails in a day. And a lot of business people get a lot more than that. So, if you have all these emails flooding your inbox, you need to make sure yours really stands out in some way. So like I said, you can start with that teaser, right? You can start with a teaser and just say, we have something coming, or, you're the first to know. Exclusivity is a huge thing, you're in with the in crowd, whatever message you want to send out there as your little teaser. And then you can do a little sneak peek once you know a little bit more information, like, hey, we're going to have an event in December. Hey, our event's going to be the, Jingle Bell Ball first week in December. Stay tuned for details. And then you have another email a couple weeks after that, the whole shebang, everything that they can expect. And the same works for your promotions. Something special is coming your way. And then, a week later, say, we're going to be offering sweet deals on X, Y, and Z. And then a week after that, hey, here's the whole lineup of everything we have on sale and promotion for the holiday season. So there's a lot of opportunities. And again, nonprofits, you're not out of the loop here. You can absolutely do the same thing with your giving campaigns. Giving Tuesday is going to be November 30th this year. So you have 25 days from right now to start those kind of drip notifications. Because if you tell somebody right now that you want them to donate on November 30th, they are definitely not going to remember by November 30th. So put it in their brain a few times that, we're doing this. Hey, remember, we're doing this. Hey, here's your opportunity to do this. And by the time you get to that, they're like, oh yeah, I've heard about this. I've thought about this. Okay, I might be ready to commit now. And then the clear call to action, when you open up an email and you're like, okay, well, that was interesting. Now what? You don't ever want somebody to think, what do I do next? You want it to be crystal clear, exactly what they're supposed to do. Make a bright, beautiful call to action. Donate now, register here, buy your tickets, check out our sales page, come see, try not to do something like come see us. If there's something they can click on and go get some more information somewhere, get them to a website, a Facebook page, whatever, generate a little bit more, engagement that way. That's perfect. Try not to give too many call to actions. I really think one is enough. Because if you are like, hey, go to my website, hey, go to my Facebook, hey, you can also find us here, people are just going to fling themselves all over the place. And you really want to kind of funnel that energy. So it's like, where is that one central location that is the most important place for people to go? If you are like, you have a Facebook event page for something, then great. If you have a website, and on that website, you have a specific section for all of your sales and promotions. We'll talk more about that in a second. Point them directly to that page. Don't make them go hunting around. That call to action should just be, here you go. You are right where you need to be now. And again, preferably not more than one. If you have more than one in there, there better be a really, really, really absolutely critical, essential reason why there's more than one. But let's try to keep it to one. So let's switch over here real quick. Just a couple special notes for nonprofits. Like I mentioned before, you are going to be pushing holiday giving instead of, all these different sales and promotions. But the key with nonprofits is that if you wait too long, then you are going to get lost in everybody already throwing money at everything else. And people are going to feel tapped out by the time they think about giving. So, you do have those groups that are already planning on giving. That's great. You have a little bit more opportunity there, but for people who maybe haven't thought about it or who haven't thought about where they might want to give, this is going to be your opportunity. You want to get yourself in front of them before the real craze starts, which is why I said now is pretty much the time that you need to do this, because come mid-November, people are just, buying stuff like crazy. And again, because we're having those shipping delays and those warehouse delays, if people are still going to be shopping from those bigger organizations, they're probably going to be buying stuff like now or yesterday, because they want to make sure that they get it in time for Christmas. They want to make sure they get it in time before all the hordes come to it. So, make sure that you're getting your message out there and really putting out there how people can give, that they can give by giving gifts, give the gift of giving, etc. It might be a little wordy, but you get the idea. Start thinking ahead. Your holiday donors could become lifetime contributors. You never know when another opportunity is going to present itself for you to have somebody who participates on a really regular basis. So again, we're not looking for just one-off holiday donors. Yes, this is a wonderful opportunity to increase those donations and to have people giving more. I think it was Allyson who gave some really wonderful statistics about that. So yes, your giving is going to be increased by now, but there's no reason we can't take some of those people and push them into a new group as the new year starts. So after you do those initial push campaigns, if people are on your email list, or especially if you have other people join your email list during the holiday giving season, these are people that you need to follow up with afterwards too. So we have like the post-holiday marketing strategy as well, where, we're just doing these little touch points with people saying, hey, we appreciate so much that you were involved and that you gave. And, this is how your donation had an impact. Here's how you can continue making a difference throughout the rest of the year. Really push that good feeling, that positive reward, that positive impact on the world around them. Segment your donors. If you have a huge list of donors, there might be some cases where you can just kind of put out like, hey, a Giving Tuesday kind of message might be a little bit more generic. But if you are looking for specific assistance with things, segment your donors, your volunteers, your email subscribers who haven't donated yet, your event attendees, the last time people donated. If somebody donated a week ago versus 2 years ago, they're probably going to need slightly different messaging. And your regular donors, those people who are already giving on a regular basis, but you still want to say, hey, it's the holidays. Have you thought about maybe doing this? Giving them an opportunity to even increase what they already give. And follow up, like I said, with thanks and with information about how their donations have been used. So lastly, we are going to talk about your website design. Website design around the holidays. We had talked about some color usage and graphics usage, and it's not that we're going to go through and change the entire design of your website, but we are going to make it a little bit more festive. So this is across the board again for e-commerce, service, nonprofits, and event promotion. First things you're going to do is just some basic maintenance. Are all of your plugins and themes up to date? Do you have any broken links anywhere on your website? Are your image sizes affecting the load speed of any of your pages? Because if I get to a website and it takes me 30 seconds just to load the homepage, I am not staying on that website. I probably won't even know if it would have loaded in 30 seconds because I would have left after 15. I'm not going to sit there, especially when I'm in a hurry to find gifts. We have limited amounts of time. Holidays are nuts, as a few of my colleagues have talked about already. People just want to get in, get out, and get on with their lives and do their shopping and, be on their merry way or give their donation and go. So make sure those pages are really loading well. Test your checkout process. If you have any kind of online sales platform, if you have any kind of forms that people are going to be submitting information through, test them multiple times on multiple browsers just to make sure that everything is working as it should. Make sure you test the mobile version of everything as well, because there can often be mobile issues when there aren't desktop ones and vice versa. So make sure everything is working as it's supposed to, so that a broken website isn't the reason you lose major holiday sales. That would be a bummer. So SEO, we talked about localized SEO. We talked about that beautiful copy that you're going to bring that SEO into. You can use those keywords in blogs, page headings, titles, sales and promotion names, pages, donor forms, event pages. You can use those words everywhere. You don't want to say holiday party, holiday party, holiday party 6 times in a row just because it's one of your keywords, but you do want to have it, especially in that top level. If you're talking about a page title, if you create a page for a special event or a promotion, name it that. You have your little slug. It's what the end part of your URL is. So if you have createcaptivate.com/services, services is the slug. So whatever you're naming your pages, make sure that it is pertinent to your keywords, that it's pertinent to what you are advertising. Again, no matter what industry you're in, make sure it's pertinent. And just FYI, this is a good rule of thumb always, not just around the holidays, is to make sure that those slugs make sense for what the page is, and to make sure that they're succinct as well. You don't need the connector words in slugs. So you don't need to say annual holiday party at at Create Captivate in Norfolk. You don't need to have all that. You can just say holiday party Norfolk or holiday party Create Captivate Norfolk. You know what I mean? Like you can really shorten all that because it doesn't need to be a sentence. It just needs to have the pertinent keywords. So you're going to put those words in everywhere that you can. Those also top level headings. So anytime you're on your website, if you see that you have an H1 heading, that's your friend. That is where you should put keywords. That's pretty much what should match your slug in a lot of the same instances. You know, if you say annual holiday party in your slug, your H1 heading should also say annual holiday party. So that's just your top level, typically your biggest heading option when you're putting in any kind of copy on your web page. So those are wonderful places to integrate SEO, to have all those search engines come through and crawl and do what they do and make you appear closer to the tops of the searches. So use them everywhere you possibly can. And if you can have specific pages for what you're promoting, that can a lot of times benefit you in a couple different ways. One is going to be your website has new content, and search engines love new content. So if you're creating a page specifically for your event or your promotion, you know, if you want to just populate one page with all the products that you're promoting, it gives you a centralized location where people can find stuff. It creates new content on your website because you created a new page or you wrote a blog about it or whatever, and that will make search engines happy because you have new content. You're going to have SEO all over the place, so they're going to love you for that. So there's a lot of opportunities to really gain traction just by creating a dedicated page on your website. So some of the other things we're going to do is we're going to dress to impress. We're going to make ourselves nice and pretty and festive. And, you know, you don't have to, again, you don't have to redesign your entire website. I'm not saying go out and do a full website redesign. This probably, you know, it's going to be a little bit crazy for the next couple months, but you can absolutely feature things. So, you know, I had mentioned before that anytime that you're going to share your copy or your event title or whatever, if you have some kind of online, if you have any kind of online place where you're promoting it, you're going to want to include your website. Well, if you just want to send people straight to your homepage so that you can keep it nice and short, that's fine. But once somebody gets to your website, they need to know what to do. So this is where those festive, fun graphics or animated things or videos or whatever, all those fun little other components can be brought in, because you could just have this, you know, cute little GIF or something at the top that people can click on, and then they go to your fun little event promotion page, or they go to your little product page, or they go to your donation page, and you know, you have something that people can engage with right away, and they're like, oh, and at the top, please put it at the top of your website, like above the fold. If we're thinking in newspaper speak, you know, don't make people scroll to the bottom of your website to find where your holiday sales are. They won't. They won't do it. Or if they do, they'll be annoyed by the time they get there. And we don't want annoyed consumers. We want happy consumers who feel like they have had all of their needs met instantaneously. So in the top half of your site, make it very clear where they're going for those holiday promotions. Pictures, graphics, discount banners. There's so many different things that you can create and brand. Use them across the website, across your blog, across social media. The beauty of graphics and anything designed and branded and festive is that you can use them in so many different places. So use them. Make sure that you are really making it very clear what those promotions are. Again, tell them what you told them, and then tell them again. I remember a college teacher telling me that about papers. It's like, just hammer at home what you want people to know about your holiday events of whatever kind. And consider lead magnets. You know, you're going to be getting a lot more traffic coming to your website during the holidays. Hopefully, you know, if we do all the things we talked about, you're going to get a lot more traffic coming to your website. So take advantage of that. Is there anything that's like fun or branded or pertinent to your industry that you can offer? Can you say, hey, you know, want to learn more about relaxation during the holidays? If you're like a massage or a spa or something like that, you know, enter your email for this free guide for, you know, holiday unwinding tips or something like that. And they plug in their email and boom, you have another person that you can send beautiful branded newsletters to the rest of the year and possibly gain another lifetime customer or donor or whatever from it. Nonprofits, you have an opportunity to say, want to see our guide to, be pertinent for a nonprofit. Want to see our guide to the impact our brand has over the season, or other ways to get involved, or whatever. I mean, I'm sure you can come up with something very creative. But opportunities to gain more emails and information, so that people can engage with your brand, engage with your business throughout the rest of the year as well. So there are a lot of opportunities here between all of the amazing content that we talked about, all the graphics, all the videos, all the animated little bits and pieces, your videography. I'm about to have a cat in the party too, and I'm just gonna relocate her real quick, just a second.
Hi, Nana.
It's just, it's just that kind of day. So there are a lot of opportunities here to use all of those wonderful, wonderful marketing tools to your advantage. And again, the biggest thing I think I can just hammer home again and again and again is consistency. Whatever messaging, whatever branding, whatever styling you come up with, however you decide to use it, make sure that it matches across the board, because if you are going to be inconsistent with that, it's going to lead to that customer confusion and you're going to see a lot of drop off. So that is all I have for my section. So I'm just going to stop my little share there.
Very nice. Thank you, Cara.
Wonderful.
I know you had a lot of different topics to cover, but you did a killer job.
Crushed it.
Very entertaining as well as always. So thank you. All right. So, friends, that concludes the presentation section of today. I would like to, it is just my face right now, but I would like to invite the two Caras back into the picture so we can all be seen and hang out together. So let me see if I can make that happen real quick, because it's time for some Q&A. Who's got questions? We've probably got answers. Oh, we do not know everything. We do not have the answers to all the questions. But in those cases, we are resourceful and we do those danged answers one way or another. So if anyone has questions, I don't see any in the comments at the moment. But if you have them, please drop them down in the comments and we'll be happy to hop on and answer those on the spot. Put us on the spot. We do our best work under pressure.
It's true.
It really is.
Get more work done when I've got more things on my plate.
Same.
I think it's because you have to. You're like, I have all this stuff on my plate and it all has to get done. Therefore, I have to work faster and harder than I usually do.
More effectively.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm like, well, I'm already not sleeping a lot, so I might as well just stay awake and do this.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's about right.
Right. So for those of you who are new and don't know Cara Alexander, she has a 1-month-old baby at home. So that's the reference to no sleep.
Cara McCann knows it too, because she's got 2 of her own.
Yes. Yeah. You just met one of them.
Yeah, we had the whole McCann crew almost. I'm a little sad.
Yeah, you're missing a baby and a husband, and you're missing all the boys. You saw the girl cat, you saw me, you saw my girl child, and so we have a baby boy, a husband boy, and a cat boy, and none of them are currently showing their faces. So
What a life.
Well, I just want to chat a little bit more in depth about the topics that we covered today. I don't see any questions still in the comments, but
I want to give one reminder.
Yeah, go for it.
If you are a business that does shipping, please let people know when your shipping cutoff date is to arrive to make it for Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever it is that people celebrate. Make sure that you put those cutoff dates in your Google My Business, put them on social media, put them on your website, your email marketing. Make sure that those are seen. A lot of times those are the most forgotten, but the most frequently asked. So maybe even update your Facebook FAQs, which also I now have FAQ capabilities in Instagram. So update those. If you haven't added FAQs to the Instagram one yet, please add those. But make sure that you're letting people know those cutoff dates.
Where do you do that? Where do you add those FAQs, Cara?
For Facebook?
Yeah.
Your business
or
suite.
Instagram.
I'm assuming Instagram might be the same thing.
Yes.
But your business suite through the back end of Facebook.
Business.facebook.com.
If you are unfamiliar with Business Suite, if you go to your Facebook page, it'll prompt you to go to Business Suite, and that is where that is.
It's where all the important things with Facebook and Instagram live these days. And the ability to schedule posts and schedule stories and
Yep. And well, sometimes videos. If you're like me and you still have issues sometimes with videos, then still use Creator Studio. Not all of the video links for some reason work quickly or efficiently in Business Suite. Hopefully they will fix that soon.
There's always some hiccups and hurdles to jump through, but that's one of the good reasons. I know we're all kind of on the same page in a lot of ways of like, why do they have so many places within the back end of Facebook to do the same task?
It doesn't, like, why is there a Creator Studio in a Business Suite? That
Well,
doesn't make any
in
sense.
this case, it comes in handy.
Well, it does. My guess is that Creator Studio will eventually go away, but because they did make Creator Studio first before Business Suite.
Yeah, I think Creator Studio is becoming more and more geared towards the like kind of public figures, the influencers and gamers actually, like live streaming gamers. I think they're trying to really compete with. I'm not a gaming person, so I can't remember the name of the platform, but
I wonder if they'll eventually put audio from there.
Twitch, yeah, that's it.
I'm not a gamer either, but Mike talks about it all the time. So
absolutely no knowledge on that. I can't contribute.
See, I told you we don't have the answers for everything.
I'm curious to know though, have either of you, or do you know of anyone, and if anyone who's watching, please let us know in the comments, have you guys gotten anything for audio rooms, tested it out? Have you become a tester?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I have audio rooms.
I think I have it. I just haven't looked at it.
And I've seen that some of the pages I follow and some of the pages I have admin access to have audio rooms available now. So
okay,
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's shown up on mine like in a little bubble at the top of start an audio room, and it shows like all my Facebook friends, the ones that I engage with the most that are online at that moment. So
very cool. Well, let us know if you've tried out audio rooms, if you have access. Another great tool you can use for your marketing this season, as well as if you've looked at our Instagram post from yesterday, look at the one tomorrow, but we do share a couple of major Instagram updates, one of which we already talked about, which was the link share. So definitely be using the link share in your Instagram stories. It's no longer a swipe up, it's a sticker. So when you go onto your stories and you click the stickers button, it is now a sticker. Nonprofits, make sure you're using that donation button, get that all set up. And a fun new feature that we will be talking about tomorrow on our post is add yours. That's a great way
I have it on mine.
I do too.
It's cool.
A great way to engage with your followers. I highly recommend it. If you're unfamiliar, it is a sticker where you give a prompt and people. I'm used to being locked.
The table and
I'm used to it being locked. I was very nervous. Okay, but you can add. So, for instance, someone I follow put, "What's your favorite picture from October?" And so when you click on it, it goes onto your stories and also connects with theirs. It's kind of like a dual thing. It's really cool.
Yeah. So you can just like engage with, it's one more way to get engagement on stories, and interact with your followers or interact with the brands that you follow or other people. I think it's pretty neat. I'm excited to see like the creativity that people get and how they start using that. Now, I do want to touch on, this really doesn't have anything to do with holiday marketing, but since we have just a couple minutes before I want to do those drawings and wrap everything up, I do want to touch on this whole metaverse thing.
Yes.
So there was a big announcement last week that Facebook was rebranding to Meta. It's the umbrella company that Facebook is under, is rebranding to the name Meta, however you want to say it, potato. But Metaverse, the way I caught some of the speeches and read some of the press releases about what they're rolling out with that and what that's going to look like. So if you have attended previous workshops, watched our FriYAYs, listened to me do any speaking engagement in the past, particularly about Facebook, you might remember that I have mentioned, sorry, there's like a fly buzzing around me right now. You may remember that I mentioned things like what Facebook was investing into, how many millions and billions of dollars they were pouring into things like AR technology, VR technology, so virtual reality, augmented reality, and they've been doing that for several years. And now with the release of Metaverse, they are going to be unveiling some of those technologies put to use in ways that I never could have imagined. So my original prediction with this a few years ago, when it came to be that they were starting to pour money into this kind of technology, was that, you know, if you go into a store, a retail shop, let's say you come into NYFO boutique that's across the street here from us, and you walk up to it, and you know, some shops have this these days, some wineries, some breweries, some restaurants, things like that. You can walk up, hold your phone up, and a little video will pop up about a particular product that you're standing in front of, or a little pop-up will come up on your screen and give you information about that product. So that's kind of where I initially thought maybe this was going, but woo,
That'd be great for reviews.
Zuckerberg, they are taking it to a whole new level. So what he was talking about was holographic technology and being able to basically, the metaverse, it will be like a whole nother world, like a virtual copy of the world, but a whole nother world. And you'll be able to, in Facebook groups and things of that nature, you someday may be able to teleport yourself as a hologram into a room. So like, take this live streaming masterclass, for example. If we in the metaverse had a group or a space to do this, all of you watching could teleport yourselves as a hologram, and we would all be sitting together in one room in the metaverse.
It sounds so expensive.
Yes.
VR is still like so expensive and not as common because it's expensive.
Right.
So that sounds wildly expensive. Like, I feel like a bunch of like crazy corporates will do that for like their partners across the world, but
well, I'm wondering, you know, how will it be rolled out? Will it be integrated into our apps we already use? What's that going to look like? I have no idea, but
I think for sure, at least
mind-blowing.
I think phones will be a big part of that.
Yeah, our cameras, like what will be the technology within our iPhones and Android devices that allows us to participate in this? Or will we have the goggles instead? I don't know. I think
it'll start with the goggles. I think eventually it'll go to phones.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna try to go to phones right away, but I feel like that's
a ways down the road, maybe.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just wanted to touch on that because that is a huge piece of marketing news that has hit society recently.
That will go more into depth in all of our discussions on 2022 predictions.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, definitely. So who wants to win some prizes? we have giveaways to do. So I'm gonna pull this open here. Like I made this fun little graphic. It's time for prizes, yay!
Oh,
Yes, Cara, there's an actual human in this world now, not in her belly. So
yes.
I know that's not your favorite photo, but
you know what? I'm just happy that my face doesn't have all of the swollenness anymore. That's fine.
But we had only three people who registered today. So I'm gonna click to spend, and we have 3 prizes. So everybody's gonna win something today. Ooh. So let's do prize number 1.
True season of giving.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Zabe Parvez is the first winner, and you are going to receive a $25 gift certificate to the Starving Artist Cafe here in Norfolk. So thank you so much for participating, Zabe. I appreciate you. And we are gonna just remove your name, and now it's down for prize number 2 between Ashley and Lucy. Okay, so Lucy, who is a local business owner, also happens to be Allyson's mom. Lucy is the winner of a gift basket. So she is going to receive a nice little curated gift basket from a local business called Success Style Studio. So congratulations, Lucy. And you know what that means? Ashley Swindell.
I was like, are you gonna spin it?
It still lets me spin. It's just more fun to spin. So Ashley, you are the winner of our grand prize, which is $100 off one of the following services. So we can do a brand identity design for you, a logo design, a website design or redesign, or I know you're working on your website right now, and Cara McCann has been doing one-on-one trainings with you. We can let her just like tackle a page for you or something of that nature. Or you can choose an animated, $100 off an animated explainer video that Allyson will illustrate and animate for you. So Ashley has just been winning all the things. We sponsored the Ghent Business Association November membership meeting yesterday, and she was one of the winners. For all 3 of you, though, Ashley, you already have one, but for the other 2, Zabe and Lucy, you're also going to receive one of our little clip-on ring lights for your phone. So it's got 3 settings, and it just clips on, gives you a nice little glow, so you can do those videos and photos and things for promoting your business, doing any kind of social media stuff. So that is it, my friends. Thank you so much. Thanks to my team for pouring their hearts into this presentation. I hope you all found it very, very helpful and beneficial to whatever kind of organization you have. And thanks for everyone for watching. I hope people will come back and watch this replay, and look forward to, we're going to start immediately planning the next masterclass, and that will be in the new year. Yeah. That's it. Yay. Also, one last shout out and thank you to Laura Henderson from BizConnect Hampton Roads. That's where our office is located. We are sitting up front in the Sometimes Gallery, which is her art gallery. Go follow the Sometimes Gallery if you like this painting or that one, or you know, there's a whole bunch up here right now. She's getting ready for the Ghent holiday market and cranking out paintings left and right. So thank you to Laura for letting us set up here and film our FriYAY Masterclass from the Sometimes Gallery /BizConnect. All right, friends, have a fabulous rest of your day. Catch us next week. We are changing the time of FriYAY, so it will be at 2 p.m. instead of noon. We've done it at noon for a couple of years. So 2 p.m. on Fridays, back here on our Facebook page. We'll see you there. Hold on, let me hit in.